Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Sonny swears to Ava. Curtis informed Portia he wanted her to let him go while they were in Curtis' hospital room. Portia was shocked and called Curtis's comments crazy, but he had already made up his mind. In a stern voice, Curtis stated, "I don't want to see you again." Since it was only the second date of his recuperation, Portia claimed that it was premature and unreasonable for him to ask her to go. Curtis replied, "I'm not asking, and I'm not going anywhere," Portia added. Curtis was reminded by Portia that she was his wife, but he countered that since their marriage had not yet taken place, it would be simple to obtain an annulment. He questioned if Portia had loved him when she discovered of his kiss with Jordan, or in the weeks that followed, when she wasn't able to look at him. Hurt, Portia sobbingly assured him that she loved him. He reminded her that their union had been having issues prior to his emergence as Curtis the victim. Although Portia admitted there had been issues, she insisted everything had changed once she had witnessed him battling for his life at the pool. Curtis yelled at her, "I don't need your sympathy." When Curtis was awake from surgery, Portia reminded him of what he had said, but he argued that the drugs had confused his judgment. Portia tried to talk to patients who were going through similar things, but Curtis didn't like her telling him how to feel. Portia insisted that she loved Curtis and that Trina was a part of his family and would help him face the future. "There's no way in hell that's happening," Curtis remarked. Portia was assured by Curtis that he had no desire to burden his daughter. Curtis declared, "I think it's better if I don't see her again." Portia was shocked. She expressed to Curtis how thrilled their daughter had been to learn that Curtis had requested her and how anxious Trina had been about him. Curtis insisted obstinately that a parent should support their child rather than the other way around. He was adamant that Trina shouldn't be stuck nursing a pathetic man in a wheelchair. Curtis was questioned by Portia about how many people had spinal cord injuries that were comparable to and worse. She reassured him that their situations were far from hopeless and that they had not abandoned their family. "Are you planning to do that?" Portia inquired. Curtis argued that Portia should encourage their daughter to experience life to the fullest, which made things turn around. He disagreed with Portia's insistence that Curtis might still be a part of Trina's life. Curtis said, "My legs are frozen." The man Portia had fallen in love with, and the one who had rescued Trina from Victor Cassadine were not him, according to Curtis. Curtis yelled, "And it can't be anything less." Curtis requested that Portia go despite Portia's assurances that his family was merely trying to assist. Portia, who was in a desperate state, adamantly declared her love for Curtis and admitted that she regretted the years she had missed with him. Brutally accusing Portia of cheating him out of 20 years with Trina, Curtis acknowledged that he could not trust her because of her falsehoods. Curtis yelled, "Get out!" Curtis ignored Portia's pleas for him to change his mind and insisted that she go. Portia reluctantly walked away. Michael discovered Willow doing laundry in the living room at the gatehouse. When asked why she hadn't been able to sleep, Willow acknowledged that she was too happy. As Willow opened out about how doing small things with her family during her sickness had given her hope, Michael sat down and started folding laundry. She acknowledged that she had earlier avoided sleeping because she was worried about not waking up, but now that she was at home, she was determined to make the most of her second chance. Michael admitted he had never entirely come to terms with the fact that he would lose her. "I couldn't imagine life without you, and now I don't have to," Michael remarked. Willow chuckled as she jokingly accused Michael of essentially admitting that he had been correct the entire time. "I'm generally," Michael said. Michael kissed Willow when she giggled. A short while later, Wiley, Willow, and Michael were all sitting at the table, each with a glass of milk and a platter of cookies in front of them. Willow grinned as Michael reminded Wiley of the T-ball rules. She reassured her son that she would love to go to one of his games. But Wiley was concerned about his mother getting dirty and reassured by Michael and Willow that Willow was becoming stronger every day. Wiley exclaimed in relief that his parents would soon be able to attend his games together. Wiley didn't think it was fair that he had to go to bed when everyone else was awake, so he didn't finish his cookie and milk despite Michael's advice to do so because it was getting late. Michael laughed and mentioned that Amelia was dozing off. Amelia cried at the very moment. Willow and Amelia sat down on the sofa in the living room after Michael and Willow went to get their daughter. Wiley approached his mother and sat next to her. In his conversation with his parents, Wiley remarked that Amelia was fortunate in that she would never experience the same level of anxiety that he did when Willow visited the hospital. Wiley acknowledged that he had feared his mother wouldn't ever come back. Willow told their son that she would not be leaving as Michael sat next to Wiley and gently rubbed his son's back. Wiley asked if he could stay up all night, pleased. A short while later, Wiley and Willow were both deep asleep on the sofa, covered in blankets. Michael grinned as he saw his daughter, who was seated on his lap and was clearly awake. He claimed to be the luckiest man in the world to Amelia. When Dante got home, Sam was at the penthouse talking to Christina on the phone. Dan inquired about Molly's well-being following Sam's call ending. Sam acknowledged that Molly was rather banged up, but her sisters have found the solution. Sam's nice sister qualities won Don's appreciation. He was obviously exhausted, so she grinned and changed gears. Dan made the decision to take a shower and change after they kissed each other tenderly. Soon after, Dan came back into the living room. He acknowledged that he enjoyed coming home to find her waiting for him as Sam handed him a beer. Sam admitted that she had been pursuing a lawsuit. She confided in him that she was puzzled by Sasha's assault on Cody. Dante agreed that Sasha's yelling out Cyrus' name before stabbing Cody had been illogical. Sam continued, "Now, she's locked up at Ferncliff." Sam admitted that she didn't trust Gladys, in part because Sasha's choice to end the guardianship had upset Gladys. Sam also questioned Gladys' relationship with Selena Wu because Gladys had sold Brando's garage to a holding company under Selena's control and had been determined to put Cody in jail until Selena stepped in. Dan countered that Selena had probably just offered the garage at the best price. Dan suggested Sam look for the connection between Gladys and Selena since Sam was certain there was more to it. Sam acknowledged that she had never liked Gladys and that Sonny most likely felt the same way. Sam had a sneaking suspicion that Sonny only put up with Gladys because of her connections to Mike and Brando and his concern about Sasha. Sam was confident Gladys was responsible for what happened at the Metro court pool. Dante responded, "Well, you're not the only one," but then the topic shifted to Dawn's tardiness in getting home. He related to her Dex's discovery of a deceased body. Dawn said that he had wondered why his father had told Dex to call the police rather than leave the area, but he was unable to go into further detail regarding the inquiry. Sam concluded that she and Dante both required a diversion. She drew him in for a kiss, but a persistent knock on the door abruptly ended their encounter. Cody virtually passed out in Don's arms when he opened the door, so Dante assisted Cody to a chair. Cody said that he had departed to assist Sasha when Sam questioned him about why he wasn't at the hospital. Cody wanted to give the impression that his injuries wasn't as severe as it actually was. For Dante to replace Cody's bandages, Sam went to get a first aid kit. Dante cautioned Cody that if he gave in to the wounds, Sasha's situation would only become worse. Sasha hadn't intended to injure Cody, Cody insisted. Cody nodded in agreement, but Sam emphasized to him that Sasha had stabbed him in front of numerous witnesses. Sam acknowledged that Sasha belonged in Ferncliff and that everyone else was safer with her there. Cody objected, insisting that Sasha had been doing well before to the abrupt turn in events. Cody acknowledged that he didn't know what had caused the transformation, but he was positive Gladys had to contact a car service after Dante advised him to get some rest. Cody was draped in blankets and sound asleep on the sofa a little while later. After putting out the lights and making their way to the balcony, Dante and Sam grabbed their beer bottles. Sam reassured Dante that it was okay that Cody had unexpectedly dropped by, saying that Cody had needed his best friend. Sam and Dante instantly resumed their conversation from before Cody arrived. Dante encircled Sam in his arms and brought her to their bedroom after exchanging a few passionate kisses. Dex opened a window at his flat, wearing a pair of boxer briefs, and took a long, cleansing breath. A short while later, his door was knocked on. Jocelyn was there. Despite Dex's warning that the air conditioning was broken, she nevertheless made the decision to drop by. She raised an eyebrow when she saw that the candles on the table were lighted and that the lights were out. Dex grinned and quickly emphasized that the superintendent was attempting to restore electricity to the entire old building, not just the apartment's air conditioning. Jocelyn admitted she enjoyed the candles. "How about the temperature?" Dex inquired. She reassured him that they would find a method to handle the heat, but she first inquired as to why she hadn't heard from him in 32 hours and why Sonny had summoned Dex to work on Dex's day off. Despite Dex's assurances that it had only been a surveillance assignment, she felt there was more going on. Dex eventually admitted that he had discovered the body of a man who had confronted Austin at the Port Charles Grill and whom he believed had met Austin just before the murder. Jocelyn expressed shock. "Are you going to ask me, Josh?" said Dex. Jocelyn questioned what he was referring to out of confusion. Dex uttered, "If I murdered him." Dex's assurance that Jocelyn had never suspected him of killing the man came from her knowledge that he would do whatever it took to keep her safe and that he wouldn't betray her. If he had slain the man, she was certain he wouldn't have revealed the discovery. Dex grinned as he informed Jocelyn of Sonny's choice to have Dex notify the police about the killing and of Dante's inquiries. Dex acknowledged that Dante's concern for Jocelyn was obvious. "Nothing and no one will ever stand in their way," Jocelyn reassured Dex. Dex and Jocelyn questioned Windermere about Mason's influence over Ava. "Mason is aware that I murdered Nicholas," Ava replied quietly. Ava told Sonny about Mason's involvement in the disappearance of Nicholas' body and his threats to reveal her if she didn't cooperate as they made their way out to the turret. "That won't happen," Sonny remarked. Ava confessed her resentment that Nicholas had caused Esme to become pregnant at Sonny's request. Sonny felt for Nicholas because he remembered hitting him for betraying Spencer. When Spencer made the decision to file a lawsuit to regain custody of Ace, Ava admitted that she had promised to assist Spencer. "By murdering his dad?" Sonny inquired. When Esme leaked from the tower during a fight with Ava, Nicholas confessed to killing her on camera. Ava notified Sonny about this, as well as Nicholas' rage when he discovered that Ava had revealed the confession to Spencer. Ava disclosed that Nicholas had threatened to take Avery as punishment for her. Sonny said, "Bastard," in a threatening manner. Ava sobbed as she acknowledged that she would go to any lengths to keep Avery safe because she had already lost Kiki. "She's my life," Ava proclaimed. Nicholas had been motivated by hatred, and Ava had to stop him, she said. "The question is, how did you stop him?" Sonny inquired. Ava acknowledged hitting Nicholas unintentionally after picking up a statue off the table. Mason had followed Austin to the island. Ava explained when Sonny questioned how he had become involved. Sonny was informed by Ava that Austin had seen her conceal Nicholas' body in the tack room of the stable. She informed Sonny that Austin had encouraged her to call the police when he inquired about how he had reacted. But Ava had convinced Austin that no one would think it was an accident. The decision to bury Nicholas' death in the Pine Barrens had been made by Ava and Austin, but all hell broke loose when Ryan Chamberlain and Heather Weber escaped. Sonny was informed by Ava about the police scouring the island and their horror upon learning that Nicholas' body had vanished after Dante had smashed the lock on the tack room door. Although Mason had shown up a few weeks later and blackmailed her, Ava acknowledged that she had harbored some optimism that Nicholas had survived and gone on his own volition. As soon as Sonny and Ava entered the room, Sonny gave Ava a drink. He said, "You've been through hell." "Still there," Ava said. As soon as Ava finished her drink, she informed Sonny that Mason had asked her to acquire information about Sonny and Pikeman, and that Betty had threatened Delia if Ava didn't participate. Ava remarked. I think they already have her. Sonny reassured Ava that her mother wouldn't suffer any harm, but Ava was concerned that Mason's boss would be just as strong as Sonny. Mason's boss didn't worry Sonny, but Ava was still apprehensive since she didn't want to serve time for killing Nicholas. Sonny promised Ava he would handle everything. I'll keep it, Sonny said. Ava went to the turret after Sonny had left. She sipped her beverage as she thought back to Sonny's commitment. I really hope you mean that, Sonny, Ava remarked. Sonny was talking on his phone as he climbed into his car. Find someone for me, please. Dead? Sure. Better would be alive, Sonny remarked. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.